Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. First time for everything, first interview with Martin Harkin. How are you?
I'm good, Andrew, thanks for having me.
No problem at all. I mean, you're 13-0, so I'm surprised I haven't got you beforehand. But, I just want to talk about, obviously, you've got a massive fight against Michael McKINSON coming up. I mean, Michael's doing all the right things like you, he's beating everyone in front of him, but there's a big backstory here that we've just been talking about there. I want to go to that if that's alright before we talk about your fight, if you don't mind. Pat Barrett's here, he's got Marcel Braithwaite. Now, your dad boxed Pat Barrett. We just had a good conversation with Pat there. Just break down what was said and stuff like that.
So, my dad boxed Pat Barrett. Pat Barrett was British and European champion back in the early 90s, late 80s, and my dad worked his way up to mandatory to challenge him. He fought him for the British title in 1990. So, and he lost a close fight with Pat, and I just bumped into Pat there, met him for the first time. He's a brand new, nice guy, and he was just saying complimenting how good my dad was, and he expected my dad to go on to do better than what he did, but it was nice compliments and stuff, and we got a photo. Andrew took a photo on his phone. No, it was great. It was good to meet him, and nice compliments, so it was good. It's quite a little good backstory there, eh? So it's good.
Listen, you've got a big tough fight on your hands against Michael McKINSON. Now let's talk about Michael. I think he was a WBO European champion at welterweight. Do you know what I mean? He's been asking for big fights. I think he's ranked number 8. He's highly ranked in the one governing body, is he not?
He is. I think he's 8th or 9th with the WBO or something. So he's managed to get himself into that position. So I win this, then it's going to open up a lot of doors for me and putting me on the map. You know. So I think he was saying he's struggling for big fights, and a lot of the big guys up in the higher in the rankings won't fight him. So. But we've took the fight, and we're more than prepared and more than confident of beating him. So
there's no title on the line, but is that world ranking, taking his world ranking and putting your name up there, is that sort of like better for more than is that sort of like your world title fight, so to speak?
I'm looking at this like I'm never going to get this opportunity again. I'm with a smaller promotion up in Scotland, and I'm never going to get a chance like this again. The platform that MTK have got, obviously they're his, but that's their man, and but I'm definitely, it's just me and him in the ring, so I think that I can definitely beat him, and it's I don't want to go back to small hall shows after this, so this is my way in, my way to let everybody see who Martin Harkin is. So I'm looking forward to proving it tomorrow night.
Your last fight, you took somebody 0 and you managed to stop him. Somebody, I believe he was 13-0 as well in your last fight. Do you have to go in there and maybe not slam Michael McKINSON, but maybe showcase your talent in a way that people are going to step back? If it's a close fight, they might think, oh, it was a close fight against two good fighters, but if you need to put a class performance so people can step back and go, geez, this kid's come from nowhere, like, we need to give him the big fights, because your division right now, Congo, Conor Benn, you know what I mean, there's cracking Josh Kelly, man, you know what I mean, there's some great names in that division, and you're smiling when I said them names, so you know what I mean, you win this fight, the doors that are going to open is going to be amazing.
100%. I mean, if everything going well and everything goes to plan, I beat him, I know that I can't really let it be a close fight, because I think he'll get it. If it goes into a close fight, then, you know, they've invested money into him, they've got him that WBO ranking, so I can't make it. If I can stop it at any time, that's the mentality I'm going in with. But if I can't stop him, then I need to win every round convincingly, and I know we've got a wee plan, so whether let's just see if it works out. So definitely, but I win this, then it puts me right up, and I think he's third ranked in Britain, so I always look at Lewis Ritson. Nobody knew him coming into his British title shot. He worked his way up on small hall shows. He was with
Billy Nelson,
that's right,
Scotland. Yeah.
I think for the first 9 fights, and we used to spar him a lot when he was up here. So I remember he got his chance on Sky Sports, a big show, and nobody knew him, and everybody was like, "Fucking hell, like, where did this kid come from?" And he went on, and I think he's had like 12 fights with Sky now. So I'm looking at it quite similar. I'm hoping to make the same impression as what he did.
In saying that, can you stop Michael tomorrow night?
I think if I catch him clean, I think I definitely can chin him, but he's done these styles that he's fucking slippery, and he ducks below waist height and he holds, and he's not so much like a dominant fighter, he's a tricky fighter, if you know what I mean. He makes good top fighters look messy and look bad, and I think that's what he's effective at. So it's kind of my plan to make sure he can't do that in me, you know. So if I listen to my coach Danny Lee then and follow his instructions, I'm 100% sure I can beat this guy. So.
Well, everyone knows I'm a biased jock. Everyone knows. I don't think I even tried to hide it, but when you look at Scotland's boxing, you've got obviously Josh Taylor's up there. He's flying the flag, unified world champion, on the verge of becoming undisputed if he gets to your Ramirez fight. You've got young Lee McGregor coming through, who's fighting for the European title on this show in November. You've got Willie Hutchison, who's now fighting for the British title. You've got John Docherty, who's making big noise. You know, you've got Joe Ham as well. You know, you've got all these young fighters in Scotland, but your name probably isn't as well known in the Scottish boxing scene as these other professional fighters. Do you think this fight is going to propel you up there with these guys?
I do think I'm relatively unknown. If people have seen me fight, I feel like I've got a fan-friendly style. People want to see killers, they want to see like knockouts, and in my past few fights I've been able to show that. I've got a Celtic title behind me, I've got a British Eliminator behind me, so I beat this guy who's ranked 3rd in Britain, and I'm up there, and hopefully people will know my name after this. So and this is a win-win fight for me. There's no backup plan. I need to win this, and I'm definitely going to give everything to make sure that I do.
You can see it in you as well. And like I say, I've watched Michael fight. I've been in a couple of shows, seen him fight. He's a good operator. So the fight between you and him, for me, I think is going to be a great fight. And the fact that it's on IFL TV, you know, there you go. You know what I mean? You better tell everyone on the camera why they should tune into IFL TV back home.
Definitely tune into IFL TV tomorrow, but it's a great platform, you know, that it's been shown in ESPN
Plus in America as well, yes. So
there's going to be a lot of eyes on this, and I think if everything goes well and goes to plan, then people are going to get a wee shot, hopefully with my style and what I bring. I think it'll be a clash of styles. He's more the negative guy, I'm more the, you know, try to be exciting. So I think it'll be an interesting one tomorrow night, 100%.
That's one I'm looking forward to, definitely. And England v Scotland thing, you can't get more excited about that.
Exactly.
I won't keep you much longer. I believe that you've not probably had any food yet since you've weighed in and you've come and spoke to me, so again I apologise for that. So I won't let you get some fuel. Go and see the sights. I'm pretty sure you can go for a little walk somewhere. Go and see the sights. I don't think there's much to see, but do what you can. Again, thank you so much for doing this for IFL TV. It's a pleasure to talk to you for the first time. I can't believe I've known your name, but I've never seen you in any shows. I've never done anything like that, but it's great to finally speak to you, and I'm glad you got this fight.
Thanks very much, Andrew, and thanks again for the time.
Anytime, brother. Thank you very much.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.